Hey guys, Ariel here, selfpublishwiz.com, and today I want to share something with you that I know you are not doing, and it is going to increase your publishing business immensely. Honestly, what I'm going to share with you, it centers around public domain books. And of course, public domain books are nothing new. You can see Project Gutenberg in the back, and I know I've spoken about this before, and it's probably nothing new to you too. But this particular method is brand new, and I guarantee you are not using it. In fact, there are probably only a handful of people that are using this particular method. I'm gonna lean towards none because it's so new and because you have to be coexisting in two very specific spaces to know about this method. So because of this, because it's so new and because most people are not doing this, and otherwise it's quite hard to do. And I know I'm building something up here, but I've been able to see some huge success in my publishing business, in my Amazon KDP business specifically, because Amazon KDP make it so easy to publish books. And I'm not talking about low content stuff, although that works for many people. It wasn't something I enjoyed. I got quite bored quite quickly. I do like literature. I do like publishing actual books. So the low content thing wasn't for me, but this. Okay. I hope you're ready. I hope you've got your pen and paper ready. I hope you are ready to save this video, come back to it later, and actually ready to act on this information. So again, as you can see in the background, we've got Project Gutenberg. You can also use Internet Archive. I've just done a post on how to download books from Internet Archive, but you can use Project Gutenberg, or I've got a whole resource full of places that you can get free public domain books on my site. So I will put a link in the description, but you can either use Project Gutenberg or Internet Archive. Whichever one you feel better using. I mean, they've got some books here already. We could just select one of these, but we're going to go with Internet Archive and we're going to do Pride. Can't type today. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm going to show you the one tool that you need to do this. There's one tool because we know Internet Archive is free, Project Gutenberg is free. It's not really a tool. I've spoken about Jasper in the past, and I've let you know that this is an AI writing tool that you can use to write book descriptions, to help you write your books if you are particularly stuck with you've got writer's block and you really want to build out your story. This tool can definitely help you. I use this tool every day for all different aspects of my business, and at this point, I actually couldn't live without Jasper. And that's not a good position to be in, but I love this tool so much. So, of course, as you know, you can get 10,000 free words, free credits to try this out and see if it works for you. You don't need to put in any credit card information, which is my favorite thing, because you know these deals try to trap you, but you don't have to do any of that. But today, we aren't talking about Jasper, the writing tool. As you can see, we are talking about Jasper, the art tool. And all of these images you can see on the screen were images generated by AI. So nobody sat down and drew or Procreate. Like, nobody sat down and made these images. These are generated images from prompts. So you type in a red cow wearing glasses, or whatever that is, dystopian futuristic city, or a cyber dog, or whatever that whatever that is. And the AI will generate these images for you. So you know where I'm going with this. We're going to take Project Gutenberg, free public domain books. We are going to use Jasper, which is, I think the AI tool is only $20 a month for unlimited image generation. What does that mean? Unlimited image generation. These images you can use for whatever you need to use them for, books included, and you can keep generating until you get the perfect image that you want. What you can do, something that I do, is I take these images and I do put them in Procreate to finish mastering them and clean them up, but you don't have to do that. As you can see, these are images that they've generated. And a lot of people are happy with the quality of these images. And over time, the AI image generation is only going to get better. I've been in this space for a while and I've seen it get better and better. I'm so impressed, and I'm particularly impressed with Jasper and what I am able to do all within this one tool. So you already know I'm taking these public domain books, I am editing them, I'm using Jasper, I'm rewording, I'm rephrasing, I'm summarizing, I'm creating this brand new piece of work, and then I'm going in to Jasper Art and I'm generating the images to go with them, and I am publishing these books. So I'm going to give you a quick run of how I do this. I did say I was going to do a step-by-step course, just an easy to follow course, but I'm going to give you a rough over the shoulder tutorial of how I actually do this. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section, but I'm going to use your questions to help form a better, straightforward approach to getting this done, because this is such an impressive thing. And I think now is the time, as they say, strike while the iron's hot. I've been doing this, it works. Nobody's talking about it because nobody knows about it or how easy this is. So let's crack on. Let's crack on. Okay, so I have two windows. Well, I've got three windows up. I've got the Pride and Prejudice, very, very public domain book, very, very well known. It's not the one I'm necessarily going to use, but it's the first. This is the first one that came to mind. I want to get a book that we can use, that we can turn into a children's book. So we're going to go with a classic, and it's very easy to generate images for. So Peter Rabbit, and we're just going to grab this EPUB file. Is that the 54? Yeah, EPUB. All right, we've got the Beatrix Potter Tale of Peter Rabbit. This is probably the most republished public domain book in history. So we're not actually going to do this one, but it's a great example because it's got illustration where there would be an illustration for every page. So this is a classic children's book. You would be publishing it as a children's book and you would need to have illustrations. So it's a perfect example to use for this tutorial. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a few pages, or not a few pages. Well, it would be a few pages. We're just gonna, the thing about EPUB, I probably should have grabbed the text version. It's a lot easier. Plain text. Boom, perfect. So I am in the way. Okay, this ebook is blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So all we do, this is just for tutorial purpose. So I'm just going to grab some text. I can grab the whole thing because it's not that long, but of course, when you're republishing public domain books, there is a lot more you need to know. It's all on my blog. If you go over to selfpublishwiz.com, you can learn all about republishing public domain books and what you should know before you go ahead. But let me just show you Jasper. If you've not seen this writing tool before, I pasted everything in. This is the entire book. There are so many things you can do with Jasper. I'm going to give you just a preview of what I would do. I could select this text and I could get it to rephrase it in seconds. They lived with their mother beneath the root of a very big fir tree in a sandbank. Yeah, so that's an example of how it rewrites text. You can also get it to explain it to a 5th grader, or you can go over to Power Mode and you can get it. There's a suite of tools down the left-hand side. There's so much you can do with this tool, but this is not the tutorial we're doing today. We're just not doing this today. What we are doing is showing the power of not just the writing element of this tool, but the art element. So they live with their mother beneath the root of a very big fir tree. So all we're doing is we're going to try and make the best images that we can add in this book that we would then republish on Amazon KDP. And let's give it a spin. So a very big fir tree. This is the most basic sort of description you can give it. The AI tool is going to try and give you what you want based on the information that you give it, but there are a number of things you can add to it to get better images. So as you can see, it's just generated these very realistic photos or photorealistic images, but we don't want that. We want a cartoon. So we could say very big cartoon, and let's see where it does. And remember, all of these images are completely unique, so they're not going to be anywhere else. Look at that. That's that. You can go a step further, and I didn't need to add cartoon there. Let's take that out and let's select the style cartoon, or you could select illustration. You can also add the type. So first, let it do the very big tree, and then I'm going to show some tweaks and show you what it actually does, okay, so that's what it gives me for illustration. I prefer the other one, cartoon. And again, Jasper Art is unlimited at the moment. It's not going to stay this way forever. It's $20 a month to generate unlimited images. So if you were ready to get your work in and you had all the public domain books, the children's books that you wanted, and it's not even limited to children's books. What I've been able to do is take these stories that are elaborate stories and use the content summarizer, bring them down to bullet points, and then just flesh out those bullet points into a children's book. So there are so many things you can do if you are creative. There are so many things you can do with the combination of Jasper AI and Jasper Art. So cartoon. Now we're going to do something I really love, which is they're going to keep adding to this. They are going to keep adding to this, but let's see, Dr. Seuss. Let's see if it's not got much to go by. Let's say a rabbit under a. Let's see what it does. So it's not perfect. It's not perfect. Sometimes it will generate some stuff that is quite frankly scary. But see, you can see it's tried to do it in the style of Dr. Seuss. So Dr. Seuss's characters don't typically make sense anyway, but you will find that sometimes it's tried to do something and it's not quite got there. So when that happens, that's when I'll take the image. You can look at this. You can download a very high quality version of it as well. So I think it's an amazing tool. It's an amazing tool, and there are no limits as long as you're creative. Look at that. That's ready for a book. I don't know what's going on in the background, so I would clean that up a bit in Procreate personally. But if you keep going, again, it's unlimited. If you keep generating, you'll eventually get the image that you're looking for without even needing to go into Procreate. And you'd rinse and repeat as you go through your book whilst editing it in Jasper. You can actually add the images in so you can see how it's looking. Of course, I wouldn't use this to format my book, but you can add it in to see exactly where you are, where your pages are. And let's go for something else. Mrs. Rabbit took a basket and an umbrella and went through the wood. Brown bread and 5 currant buns. Okay, so we'd have to try and get it to do this, but you have to word it in a way that the AI is going to understand it. So let's actually give it this prompt and see what it does. I think let's take away Dr. Seuss. Let's give it the whole prompt and see what it does. See how it understands the story, if it gives us junk, or if it says it couldn't. It says it's restricted subject. It thinks there's something sensitive in there. So let's see, what could it possibly be? What could it possibly be? Let's try again. Let's see if it's But sometimes it does this. It thinks you're trying to generate something bad. Okay, see, it's fine. It's fine. So it does understand the assignment. The sentence wasn't too much for it. It did try. This, I mean, it's black and white, but they look like they would win, but they don't make sense. So again, we just keep going. We keep going. It's unlimited, so we can keep going. See, and we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. But as I said, I'll take these, I put them in Procreate, and yeah, and I've not needed to hire. I usually hire my illustrators on Fiverr, or I'll get somebody to do the line art. So I'll have my plan, and I'll give them like my storyboard, and then they'll make the line art on that. And it's so much cheaper because I can then take that into Procreate and finish the illustration myself. So now I get Jasper to do that, bring it into Procreate, and then illustrate my entire book. So I absolutely love this. I absolutely love this. I could sit here all day and show you, but I think you get the gist, and I'm going to try and fine tune this a bit more and give you a complete step-by-step process. So I'm not done that just yet, but if that is something you're interested in, if you head over to selfpublishedwiz.com, do join the mailing list. If you join the mailing list, you are going to get that information first. I have so many ways that I'm using Jasper and Jasper AI and Jasper Art, and I definitely would love to share that with my following, with my mailing list. So yeah, get on the mailing list. If you have any questions, drop them below, and I'll be absolutely happy to answer those queries. That's it, guys. Peace.